Well, one of the problems we've got in our house is that the road here is absolutely terrible, and it's basically a mud track, and we're in the wet season, and it's okay today, it looks quite dry, doesn't it? But as soon as we get any rain, it turns into an absolute mud bath, as you can see from the edges here, and it just extends all the way along, and it makes life a little bit awkward and difficult for us when we're going in and out of the house, because if we have to get out of the car to open the gate, then we get absolutely covered. So we're going to try something. We've ordered some stones. The guy's turning around up there, and we're going to get him to drop stones along here, and see if we can create our own surface effectively outside the house. We're not sure if it's going to work, because the ground when it's dry is quite firm, but as soon as it gets muddy, it should allow the stones to sink in a little bit and form a surface. Anyway, it's not too expensive to try this, and even if the stones don't quite work as we intended, we can brush them to the sides. And we can use them for concrete later on as well, if necessary. Right, well, that's been spread out not so much as I'd hoped, but never mind, we can do it manually. And in the meantime, people can get by if they want. Time to pay them. Wow, that's it for the moment. Some tray's gone off somewhere, and I'm absolutely knackered. I need to have a cup of tea and a biscuit or something. A 15-minute break. I'm just not fit enough anymore to do this. I'll tell you, I've noticed it over the last year. It's probably because I don't do exercise regularly, but you know, if I was building things all the time, I'd obviously get fitter, but I'm I'm not needing to do that sort of thing anymore, and consequently when it comes to something like this, I get exhausted so quickly. Well, there you go. So I'm sure there's an optimal depth for these stones, because I know from past experience that if you make them too thick, then vehicles, especially motorbikes, just sink into them. But if you make them too thin, then they skid on them, because the stones don't have anything to grip against, unless it's going into really muddy ground. Anyway, this is quite dry ground at the moment. What we really need is a really good storm, which I'm sure we'll have later, and that'll make the ground underneath a little bit softer, and then we can drive up and down and bed the stones in. But yeah, there needs to be an optimal thickness where the stones bind to each other, but don't get moved to one side when the vehicle goes over. Once this is all spread out to what I consider to be the optimal thickness, I will drive up and down in the car and see if I can actually get it to flatten off and get it, you know, a little bit more compact, as it were, compacted. We do get quite a lot of truck movements backwards and forwards in front of the house during the day, so hopefully later on we'll have I don't know, maybe upwards of 10 movements, which will help to bed it all down. Right, time for a break, a cup of tea and something to eat. Right, job really is done. What I've done is created a little dry area, hopefully on the far side there, where I can pull over and then get out of the car if necessary to open the gate. And hopefully with the stones being there, it won't be all muddy. Even if it's a little bit damp underfoot, it won't be muddy. I've cut the bushes back deliberately so I can get out of the car, park it over to the side quite a lot and still get out without being in the bushes and scratching the car door. And yeah, just give everything and everyone more space. Got a little bit of stone left, not very much. Just keep that to one side. Just see how this wears. See if we need to put any more down, if there are big puddles anywhere that then become muddy or something. Although if we go away and leave that stone there, it will disappear within about 2 days. I guarantee you some enterprising person from the village will come along, and it's on public land, so it's public, and they'll have it. That's happened before. Anyway, the cost of that 6 cubic yards, I think it is, which I think is basically 6 buckets from the backhoe, was 600 baht a cube, 3,600 in total. So for me, not a great deal of money, although obviously for the villagers that could be spent on something not far more important. Now this is Centray's sister here. Oh, she's bringing me something. Hopefully it's alcohol. Soju?
Nom.
Oh, milk, not soju. Oh! That's disappointing. It's a bottle of milk there. I thought it was going to be a bottle of soju. Anyway, these stones seem to have gone quite firm. I think they might be a little bit thick in the middle, but we'll see. Nobody seems to have any difficulty at the moment going over them, and as traffic goes more and more over them, and indeed the road below gets a bit damp, they'll compact down into the mud a little bit, and then in the heat they'll harden off. So with a bit of luck, this will work nicely, just to keep our entrance a little bit clearer in bad weather. We will see. Obviously, if it's pouring with rain, I will report back. Right, it's early afternoon now, so time for me to make some dinner and have a rest, because as you can hear, I am panting. I'm exhausted.